Good. And then as you finish this last time, releasing hands down to your sides. Take your left palm next to you, sweep your right arm up and overhead. Lengthen spine, exhale, hinge. Notice lengthening along the right side of your body. Let your head be heavy. Tension on your breath. Bend the right hand or elbow, bring your hand behind your head. And then draw your elbow towards your knee as you round slightly through the spine. It may not touch, and that's okay. Draw your elbow back towards the sky and then lengthen again. Drop from low belly, come back to center. We'll take the other side. Left arm sweeps up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Length along the left side of your body this time. Continue to breathe deeply and fully. Bending elbow, bring left palm behind your head. Exhale, round your upper spine and draw your elbow down towards your knee. Inhale, round back up. Release your hand, come all the way back to center. And then help yourself mindfully into all fours with the crown of your head facing up towards the top of your mat. You'll build all fours from the ground up, palms spread wide, feel lower navel drawing towards your spine. Inhale, round up right between the shoulder blades, and exhale, lengthen towards the front of your mat. Inhale, round up right between the shoulder blades. Cat-cow, exhaling, feel a lengthening along your spine. Deep, full breaths, one more time. Lengthening spine. Then turn your toes, send your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Maybe you'd like to pedal your feet here, bend one knee and then the other. Notice the lengthening along the back of the extended leg as your shoulder blades draw together and slide down your spine. Sit bones towards the back of your mat. The tension on your breath. Find stillness in your downward facing dog. Inhale, come high to toe, step or walk top of the mat into a forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Softening your knees. If you like to reach for elbows in the forward fold, ragdoll, feel free to do that now. Or you can let your hands rest to the mat. If you notice any tightness or tension in neck and shoulders, shake your head yes. Shake your head no to release that tension. Allow it to melt away. With a tension at low belly, release elbows if you have fold. Lifting from low belly, lead with your heart. Come all the way back up into standing, the top of your mat. Build Tadasana from the ground up. Legs are strong. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hinging at hips, fold forward, fingertips to the ground. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, come high to toe. Step the right foot up into a high lunge. Lower to knee and top of back foot. So just know you can always transition through all fours there. Stepping straight up is not available to you. Lifting from low belly, sweep arms up, bring palms together. Exhaling, hinge. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, return back down to low lunge. Turn your back toe, lift knee. Exhale, step back plank or push-up position. Notice strength in your core. And then lowering knees. Keep elbows close to the body as you lower down. Let's take a small cobra here, lengthening your spine. Stay light on your hands. Inhale, turn toes, press back through all fours, downward facing dog. Attention on your breath. Good, we'll take the other side, come high to toes, left foot steps up into a high lunge, lower to knee and top of back foot, low lunge. Lifting from low belly, sweep arms up, bring palms together, exhale, hinge. Inhale, hands rise, exhale, return back down, low lunge. Turn your back toe, lift knee, exhale, step back plank, Push-up position, one full breath cycle here. Feel your core drawing back towards your spine. And you can bend knees or straight leg. Come all the way down to your belly. Again, take a small cobra. Inhale, turn back toes. Press straight leg or through all fours, downward facing dog. Good, noticing your breath. Inhale, come high to toes. Step or walk, top of the mat, forward fold. Head is heavy. Pause here for a moment, remembering to bend knees for tight hamstrings. Takes a little sensation and off the low back as you bend your knees, just gives you a little more space. Head heavy. This is also a good place for a cleansing breath if you feel like you need to release anything in through nose, out through mouth. And then lifting from low belly, lead with your heart. Come all the way back up into standing. Good, gaze lifted. Let's do that one more time, that sun salutation. We'll move into a little bit more of a flow, so you have options of all the stages. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Hinging at hips, fold forward. Drop, lengthen spine. Exhale, step back into plank or downward facing dog. Good, come high to toes. Help your right foot up into a high lunge. Lower to knee and top of back foot, low lunge. Lifting from low belly, sweep arms up, bring palms together. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, hands rise. Return back down to low lunge. Turn your back toe, lift knee. Exhale, step back plank. Your choice, straight leg or bent knee chaturanga. You can do either back bend, so a low cobra, or maybe up into full up dog if that's your practice. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Attention on your breath. Take the other side, high to toes, left foot steps up. Build a strong low lunge, lifting from low belly. Sweep arms up, bring palms together. Exhale, hinge. Hands rise, return back down to low lunge. Turn back toe, lift knee, step back plank. And then your choice of vinyasa, again, straight leg or bent knee, either back bend. Turning toes, press back then up, downward facing dog. Inhale, come high to toes, step or walk up to the top of your mat, forward fold, head heavy. Pause here as you soften in knees. Maybe reaching for elbows. You can even sway left, right. Let your head be so heavy. You have hold of elbows, release them. Lifting from low belly, lead with your heart. Come all the way back up. You're at the top of your mat with gaze lifted. Bring your hands to your hips. Shift weight to the left, step back with your right foot to 2.5 feet. Notice if you feel stable, you can always take the back foot a little wider for a more stable stance. Sweep your right arm up right in line with ear. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge, begin to fold forward. Pause about a quarter, maybe halfway, depending on your range of motion, but keep a micro bend in the front knee. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, draw back up. Good, and moving on the exhale, inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. One more time. Exhale, hinge. This time as you hinge, lower your hands and take your full forward fold. So hands might come to thighs or shins or the ground, but let your head be heavy wherever you're at. And a reminder, you can bend the front knee. Keep the back leg strong. Really press to the sole of the right foot. Tension on your breath. Begin to lift from low belly. Bring hands to your hips. Lead with your heart as you come back up. Toes of back foot come up into standing. The top of your mat will move towards the other side, shifting weight. Step back, left foot. Left arm sweeps up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to hinge. Pause about quarter, halfway. Inhale, exhale, draw back up. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good, really press through the sole of the back foot and keep your spine very long. If you notice, you can see a lot of your arm and your peripheral. You might not need to fold so far forward. And this time as you fold, release into your full version of the forward fold. So let your spine round naturally, head heavy, hands to thighs, chin to the ground. Breathe. Notice your back leg strong. Bring hands to hips, lengthen your spine, lift from low belly, lead with heart, back to center, toes of back foot, come up to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hinging at hips, fold forward. Drop, lengthening your spine, step back into downward facing dog, or you can take a vinyasa. If you'd like to, rolling forward, either chaturanga, either back bend. Or just pause in downward facing dog. Your breath will guide you to which is right for you. Extend your right leg back behind you, hip level. And bending at knee, begin to open your hip towards the right. Keep attention on your breath. Squaring hips back to the mat. Extend legs strongly and then step the right foot up into a high lunge. Ground through the sole of the back foot, lift warrior one. Settle in for just a breath in warrior one. Feel the low body stable. Exhale, palms together, opening warrior two. Glance out over your right fingertips. Inhale, exhale, lower left arm, top arm sweeps up for revolved. And draw back through warrior two. Inhale, lengthen, hinge, right forearm to thigh, top arm sweeps, any stage, extended side angle. Breathe. Good, drop from low belly, come back to warrior two. And then take hands to either side of front foot, toes of back foot, step back, either downward facing dog, or you can take a vinyasa. Your breathing will tell you which is right for you tonight, and you can change your mind each time. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Shifting weight slightly to the right, extend left leg back behind you, hip level. Leg is strong. Bending knee, begin to open the left hip towards the left. Maybe glance up under your left underarm. Then square hips back towards the mat. Extend your leg back behind you. And then stepping it up into a high lunge. Ground through the sole of the back foot. Lift, warrior one. Settle into the warrior pose. Feel strength in your low body. Exhaling, palms together. Open out, warrior two. Keep your lower body stable, especially the front knee, lower back arm, top arm sweeps. Come back through warrior two. Exhaling, hinge at left hip, left forearm to thigh, top arm sweeps. Extended side angle. Breathe, draw back up from warrior two. Hands to either side of front foot. Inhale, exhale, step back. Downward facing dog, or you can flow. Remember, you can even stage the flow to all fours, low back bend. And back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Once there, take a cleansing breath. Breathe in through nose, out through mouth. Good, and from the space of your low belly, inhale, roll forward into plank. Push up position and then straight back, downward facing dog. Good, one more time. Wave-like motion along your spine, forward to plank. And then back, downward facing dog. Come high to toe, step or walk top of the mat into a forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Attention on your breath. Drawing up from low belly. Lead with your heart. Come all the way back up into standing. Good. You can stay at the top of your mat. I'll turn so it's easier to see. Choose a point as you gaze forward, slightly lifted. Bring your hands to your hips. Relaxing shoulders. Shift weight to the left. Bend the right knee. Thigh parallel to the ground. Good. Reaching right fingertips to right knee. If your breathing is deep and full, the next stage would be to simply guide your right hip open. And then come back to center. Good, lowering down. Hands to your hips, other side. Shift weight to the right, bend left knee, thigh parallel. Keep your foot engaged. Move your left hand to your knee. Following your breath, simply guide your leg open. Breathe wherever you are. It's okay if you have to start at the beginning. It's kind of the purpose of these balance poses. Often, sometimes you find if you can do it perfect, it really means you're not challenging yourself enough. Like if you fall out, it means you're in a good place. So you're at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hinging at hips, fold forward. Drop, lengthening your spine. Step back into downward facing dog. Your choice to stay here or take a vinyasa. Move and breathe. Move and breathe. Attention on your breath. Downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Either straight leg or bent knee. Come all the way down to your belly. Let your forehead rest on the mat. And notice that your legs are strong. So press down through tops of the feet. And leave in here, low navel draws up towards your spine. Interlacing hands at your low back. Keep chin drawing in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to lift from low belly. For a locust variation, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift from low belly. Breathing in. And breathing out. And mindfully lower back down to the mat. Release your hands to either side of your body and turn your head to the left. Remembering to breathe. Turn your head to the opposite side. And then let your forehead come back to the center. Let your palms come to the mat, your forearms to the mat. Your torso will lift just slightly. You want elbows right under shoulders. Your palms spread wide. As you lift along the front of your spine into Sphinx pose, notice your back legs are strong. With each inhale, continue to inhale, lengthen the spine just a little bit more. Relax your shoulders. Remembering deep and full breaths. If you're in a very strong Sphinx pose, you can relax just a little bit out of it to give yourself some room. And bring your right forearm parallel to the top of your mat. And bring your left palm chest level. Almost like a half chaturanga here. The back of the arm, the elbow moves up towards the sky. Then once again, engage. Legs are strong. Lengthen spine. Your heart center lifts. Good. Next stage of this pose, bend the left knee, heel toward hip. And then you might reach your left hand in the direction of your foot. You can grab hold, do so, or just reach in that direction for half Dhanurasana or half bow pose. Breathe. Maybe your hand just moves in that direction. That's a great stage. All important, release your left hand back to the mat, unbend knee. Bring your hands down, release your head to the mat. Take a cleansing breath. Breathe in through nose and out through mouth. Let's do that one more time, starting in Sphinx pose. So again, your elbows stack right under shoulders, palms are spread wide. And begin to lengthen along the spine. Press the tops of your feet strongly into the mat. So lower body's engaged and strong, just like you're standing. Heart center lifts. Breathe. Good. If you're in a very high version, just lower a little bit to give yourself space. Left arm parallel to the top of the mat. Right hand at chest level, elbow points up towards the sky. And then build this in stages. So inhale, lengthen, feel your heart center lift. And maybe this is your stage for tonight. Maybe this is strong for you, and that's a good place to stay, or you can bend the right knee. Heel toward hip, lift up to the front of the thigh, and it might find it available to reach for the ankle for half bow pose. Breathe. Good, releasing that. Both hands to the mat. Pause for one breath with your forehead on the mat. Bring your hands chest level. And then turning your toes, press back up to all fours. In all fours, round up through upper spine, exhaling, lengthening. Inhale, round up through upper spine, and then exhale, set your hips back to your heels. Draw back up from low belly, all fours, round up through upper spine, exhaling, hips to heels. Draw up from low belly one more time, round up through upper spine, exhaling, hips to heels. That feels great on the low back. We'll meet back in all fours, turn toes, hips back and up, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, come high to toes, help the right foot up into a high lunge. Ground through the sole of the back foot, lift for warrior one. Arms are strong, settle into your warrior pose, thigh bones draw in. Bring palms together, opening up warrior two. Drop your back arm, top arm sweeps up for revolve. Come back through to warrior two. However, this time, you'll simply sweep your arms up, face towards the top of your mat, back into warrior one. And from here, come to the toes of your back foot, squaring hips for crescent warrior. Breathe, hands to either side of front foot, step back, downward facing dog, or you can flow. Attention on your breath. Meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, come high to toes, left foot steps up, high lunge. Lower your sole of your back foot, lift from low belly, warrior one. Settle in, establish your low body, palms together, opening out, warrior two. Breathe. Backhand lowers, top arm sweeps up. Come back up to warrior two. And this time transitioning back to warrior one. And then simply pivot on the back toes, square your hips, and you're in crescent warrior. Attention on your breath. Bring hands to either side of front foot. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog, or you can flow. Your breathing's gonna guide you there. Inhale, come high to toes, lower your knees, all fours. Come onto your forearms, just like we did for Sphinx pose. Your elbows directly under shoulders, your palms spread wide. And this time, step your left and right foot back into dolphin plank. Hips are low. One more breath cycle. And then lower your knees. Come back up to all fours. Round up right between the shoulder blades. Exhaling, lengthening your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Deep, full breaths. From all fours, turn your toes, send hips back and up, downward facing dog. Come high to toe, step or walk up to the top of your mat, take a forward fold, head heavy. Pause here, ragdoll, hands either in front of or behind the knees. Maybe you shake your head yes, or shake your head no. If you have hold of your arms, release them. With hands to the mat, you'll take your first two fingers on each hand, wrap them around your big toes on the ground. And then begin to lengthen your spine so your arms straighten, your back and spine become long, creating almost like a little tension between your arms and your feet. Let me see if I step, you can see a little better here maybe. So I'm really lengthening along my spine. Chin draws in. Feels really strong. I almost think it feels like you're a bow and you're ready to, like, if you let go of your toes, you might just spring right up. Good, and then exhale, release that fully, let go of your toes. Head heavy. Inhale, draw up halfway. Step your left foot back about a leg's length distance. So you're in intense side stretch. Press through the sole of the back foot. Inhale, shift weight into your right foot, lift the back leg for warrior three. Virabhadrasana 3. You can take any stage, hands either to the mat, maybe to your hips, or if you practice with your arms extended, that's a stage 2 of warrior 3. Good to come out of this, simply lower your left leg back into the forward fold, release everything, let head be heavy. Bending knees, again, reach for elbows, fronts or backs of thighs. Taking your first two fingers again, interlace around the big toe and then draw up, lengthening your spine. Chin draws in, create that energy, wave-like motion from low belly up to heart center. Breathing in and breathing out. Then exhale, lower, release hands, pull forward, fold. Drawing up halfway, shift weight left, step back with right foot about leg length, 2-3 feet. Intense side stretch. Bend your front knee enough that your hands can come to the mat. So that may be pretty significant, that's okay. You shift weight into the left foot, exhale, lift the back leg for warrior 3. Breathe. Any stage, you can practice picking up hands. Good to come out of this. Let your hands come back to the mat. Lower your back leg. Take a forward fold. Breathe. Draw up halfway. Hands to your hips. Lift from low belly. Lead with your heart. Come up pretty slowly. We've been forward for just a few minutes, so come all the way back up into standing. Good. Standing at the top of your mat. I'm going to offer a couple of stages here for this next pose. So earlier in class, we did the bent knee. This balance, so that's always an option, an available option to you. Next stage, set your gaze, weight even on your feet. You'll shift weight to the left, lift the right leg, grab hold of big toe. For Hasta Padangusthasana, hand to big toe. Again, a reminder, you can bring your hand to your knee as a stage, and you can bend this leg as much as you need. Exhale, take leg out wide. You guys are doing great. Come back to center. And as you release your hand, see if you can mindfully lower your leg if it was extended. Good. Take a cleansing breath. Let's take a minute. Put one hand over your heart, the other hand over your other. Close your eyes. Breathe in through nose and out through mouth. Feel or sense the beating of your heart. And if you find that it's moving a little fast, say to yourself silently, slow down. Slow down. Lengthening and deepening your breath. Good. Releasing your hands, open eyes. Lift your gaze. Any stage of this pose, hands to your hips, shifting weight, either bent knee or reach right for the toes, lifting left leg. Again, this is the first stage. All great places to be. Remember what I said, my teacher tells me sometimes if you don't ever fall out of these poses, then you're probably not challenging yourself enough. You can take your left leg out wide. Breathe. Bring it back to center. And if your leg's lifted, mindfully, slowly lower it back down. Good. At the top of your mat, release hands, sweep arms up and overhead, hinging at hips, fold forward. Drop, lengthening your spine, step back, downward facing dog, or you can take a vinyasa. Your choice, notice your breathing. Say to yourself silently, breathing in and breathing out. Come high to toes, lower knees, all fours. Round up right between the shoulder blades, and then exhale, set your hips back to your heels. Drop from low belly, all fours, round up right between the shoulder blades. Exhaling, hips to heels. Take that one more time. Inhale, move. Exhale, move. And this time, settle into a comfortable child's pose for you. Maybe your knees move a little wider. Your hands can stay overhead. You could bend at elbows, make a pillow for your forehead, or your hands might want to come to your ankles. Breathe. Sense a relaxation in your low back, your neck, and your shoulders. Seek to lengthen and deepen your breathing. And if your hands are not up and overhead, take them there now. Drop from low belly, come back to center, all fours. And then take your feet to either side of your hips. Come on to seated. From seated here, find yourself into a comfortable seat. Maybe your legs are crossed, or maybe Baddha Konasana or bound angles more comfortable for you, either place. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk hands forward. Take a forward fold. So it can be as gentle or as deep as you feel like you need today. The more you fold forward, the deeper the stretch. But feel free to rest your body weight on your forearms or on your palms, and your head be heavy. We'll be here for just a moment. Notice the quality of your breathing. And seek to lengthen and deepen your breath. Distractions in your mind come up as we pause for a moment. Just notice them and come right back to your breath. all the way through to end of class. Attention on your breathing. And if you are in Baddha Konasana, you can stay there. Otherwise, walk your hands back up. And then switch the orientation of your legs. So whichever leg was in front, put it back behind. Or if that was a little intense, again, Baddha Konasana is an option for you, especially in the knees. And then you can take your stage of this. Maybe you stay more upright tonight. Just for a little relaxation, you notice lengthening on your spine, or you might find that you can fold deeper. You continue to breathe deeply and fully. Once we become still, often distractions come up and arise. Bring your attention right back to your breathing. Just a few more breath cycles here. Drop from low belly, come back to center. And this time, please do take your feet together, but make a little bit of a wider diamond. So the toes go up towards the top of your mat. Lift your hips towards the middle of your mat if you're not there already. And then lower all the way down onto your back. For reclined Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, your torso relaxes to the mat. You can take your hands maybe to low belly. If you'd like to open in the shoulders, arms up and overhead. There's no need to force or pull here. Let gravity do the work, opening in your hips and inner thighs. And notice distractions. Let your attention rest on the rise and the fall of your breathing. With each inhale, sense that your spine lengthens, maybe any areas of tightness or tension. Relax a little bit more. If your arms are up and overhead, take them back down to your sides. Use your hands to help your knees towards the sky, feet to the mat. Walk your feet in just a little more closely. Feet are about hip distance apart. Lift and spread your toes. Place hands at your sides, palms facing down. Scooping tailbone, begin to lift up into half bridge. Pause here for a moment as you lengthen along your spine. Breathe. You may have a stage of interlacing hands beneath your sit bones. You decide how intense you would like to make each pose, or if you'd like it to be a little more yin, a little more relaxing. With each inhale, sense a lengthening along your spine. Exhale, come high to toes, roll back down. One vertebra at a time comes down to the mat. We'll take a few dynamic bridge poses. Scooping tailbone, lift hips up. Wave-like motion. This come high to toes and roll right back down. So feel that movement just a few more times. Sometimes it can feel almost like a little bit of a back massage as you roll up and down. Remember your breathing, let it be deep and full. Then we'll meet with our spine, hips rested on the mat. Draw knees in towards your chest. Extend your arms out shoulder level, palms facing down. So I'm almost making a T shape if you can't see me with my arms. Draw knees in towards chest and exhale, take your knees towards right upper arm. Recline spinal twist. Continue to breathe. Especially important in twists that your breath is deep and full. If it's a little shorter, you might want to come out just a little bit. Good. Draw back up from low belly. Bring knees back towards center. And then help your knees to the opposite side. You can glance out over the opposite arm to take the twist up into your cervical spine. Drawing up from low belly, back to center. Place your feet on the mat one more time. Hands to your sides. Draw right knee in towards your chest, right ankle over left thigh. Exhaling, you can press the right knee away from you a little bit to stretch out more in the front of your thigh. If you'd like to move deeper into your hip, you can draw the left thigh right in towards your chest, and you'll choose how intense you would like this stretch to be. Remember to engage your feet, lift and spread toes so you support your ankles and knees. A reclined variation of pigeon. Any areas of tightness, tension, imagine that you could send your breath right to that space, encouraging it to relax and release. And then lower your thigh back down to the ground. Unwind your legs. Pause for a moment. See if you notice any differences between the left and right side of your body. And then as you're ready, following your breath, take the other side. Left knee draws in, left ankle over right thigh. Engage your feet. You choose. You could press the left knee away, which I find stretches the front of my thigh and hip just a little bit more if you're tight in that area. It's also a little more relaxing. Or if you'd like to take it deeper in towards the side and back of your hip, draw the right thigh in. And release hands behind right thigh, left elbow guides the knee away. Sense the rise and the fall of your breath. Lengthening and deepening your inhale and your exhale. And then lower your leg back to the mat, unwind legs. Check in for a moment and see if your body's asking for any movements. Maybe you'd like to bring your knees in towards chest. Draw circles on the ceiling with your knees. Happy baby, or any other part of practice. I'm going to go ahead and sit up, but please stay on your back as we prepare for Shavasana. If you have anything near you that you like for when you take Shavasana, you could reach for that too, but there's no rush. It's also a good option to just sit and be still. Maybe your mind has been very active lately, or preoccupied, and it just feels good to sit and be still. Wherever you are, keep your attention on your breath. And then as you're ready, you'll find your way into Shavasana, extending your legs out the length of your mat. Let your hands face up at your sides. If you have any low back sensation, it is an option to bend your knees. Take your feet mat distance apart and let your knees fall in so there's no holding. Good. If you haven't done so already, please breathe in deeply through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Let it all go. Begin to relax your body. Start with your attention at the soles of your feet, your ankles, calves, thighs, all heavy. Feel your torso resting, supported by your mat. Allow your arms to get heavier at your sides. Relax your neck, your throat, your jaw, and your brow. The only thing that you need to be thinking about is the rise of your inhale, the fall of your exhale. This is where you begin to integrate all the benefits of your practice. Notice the sounds around you. And then bring your attention back to your breath. Feel the rise of your inhale and the fall of your exhale. Begin to awaken your body, move fingers and toes, arms and legs. Take your head to the left and the right. Begin to awaken your body. I'll encourage you to keep your eyes closed as much as you're able. Maybe even a full body stretch the length of your mat. When you're ready, bend your knees, feet to the mat, knees in towards chest. Help yourself to the right side of your body and pause. Take one full breath cycle there. And then using your palm, come all the way up into seated. We'll meet like we started class. A comfortable seat, bring palms together at heart center. Please join me in one more cleansing breath. Breathe in through nose, out through mouth. Such profound gratitude to each of you for joining me virtually this evening. I appreciate your presence. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be at ease. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I'm subbing for Michelle next Friday too, so I hope you can join me. There's other Bexley teachers that are subbing and doing broadcasting and recorded classes, so make sure to keep your eyes out for emails from the studio on all your opportunities to keep your practice going this time. But you have my email and my number now. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care.